Welcome back. We've been talking about how we can marry experience from the older generation and bringing in the youth. Now, we're going to be looking at the International Youth Day 2015, which is a day that is celebrated or celebrates the experiences and voices of young people. How can we make sure that the younger generation also can participate and say, yes, these are the ideas that we have, and then put them together. But this year's International Youth Day is looking at civic engagement. We have in the studio some young people from the United Nations Populations Fund. They are members of the UNFPA Youth Participatory Platform. We have Elizabeth Williams. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We also have Temitope Fashoyi and David Atilola. Thank you for being here. We have the Adolescent Sexual Reproductive Health HIV Analyst. She is Dr. Amaka Moma Haruna. Thank you for being here. We're talking civic engagement and how can the youth really be part of the society and be able to give their own whatever it is they have and bring on the table to make the society better.
Thank you. First of all, we'd like to say United Nations Population Fund, who we represent here, is really working to support governments across the world with regards to sexual and reproductive health. So for us, we do a lot to ensure that women and young people have access to sexual and reproductive health services, including family planning, to ensure they have information to enable them to make decisions. As regards civic engagement, which is International Youth Day, I know quite a number of people are asking reproductive health, civic engagement, what's the connection?
What's the link?
Yeah, what's the link? I mean, a lot of young people now, as regards their sexual and reproductive health, there's not a lot of civic duties or civic work as regards that area, you know, and it's such an important part of the youth development process. Civic engagement can come in different forms. It can come in form of community service or volunteerism. It can come in form of advocacy. It can come in form of the youth using the media to push across perform their civic duties. And it can also come in form of leadership and participation. So there are various forms of civic duties. And all those come into play with, if I'm going to relate it to reproductive health, in terms of youth really leading at the grassroots, issues that affect them at the grassroots in terms of advocacy, clearly advocating for their needs when it comes to sexual and reproductive health information and services, taking the lead in discussing with policymakers as regards what they need and what they want, sexual and reproductive health. When we talk about community service and volunteering, we have a lot of youth today who need to be engaged in local NGOs that do a lot for increasing information and awareness, such as regards sexual and reproductive health to young people at the grassroots. So we have different aspects of it. So that's where it comes in when you say civic engagement. Most of those things. And lastly, I think my colleague David can talk about social entrepreneurism, which is not really seen as a means of civic engagement, but it also is in that aspect.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask, let me ask Roslyn. You are a member of the UNFPA Youth Participatory Forum.
Yes, ma'am.
When you come together, what feeling do you have concerning, the youth of today? What do you see?
Now, I see that most youths are not well enlightened. Now, most youths don't really have the right information. Most youths are not exposed to sexual reproductive information, and most times they make uninformed decisions. Most times they make decisions that should not be made. Now, for example, a youth might be engaged in maybe a relationship that is not meant to be, and the relationship, she might even be threatened by the guy, okay, I want you to have maybe compulsory sex, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. But when other youths come together to like, this is not good, adolescent pregnancy is not good, when the youths make use of the media to push it across that, say no to teenage pregnancies, say no to this, with this little information, it might just be a bypass information. Maybe she might just see it on the maybe news or something. With this information, she can be able to make decisions for herself that, well, I don't think I want to be involved in having teenage pregnancies. And with it, she might even go back to the boy and say, sorry, I don't think I can continue with this relationship. Yeah. So it makes you to make informed decisions. Yeah.
When you talk about informed decisions, let me put this to you, David. One begins to question, what are the activities that the youth, the teenagers, the adolescents engaging that kind of like fuel the other side of things you want to turn away from? What are the engagements that you define them as?
Okay, the engagements are you young people, adolescents, participate in different engagement that can inform them. Like if you volunteer for an organization, you will get informed about several issues. If the organization is an organization like UNFPA that are informing the members of the Youth Participatory Platform about sexual reproductive health, then we are informed. And we are informed in the United Nations Fund, UNFPA Fund, Youth Participatory Platform. We are able to inform the youth at the grassroots because we are serving as an interface. Then we are getting information from the UNFPA Youth Participatory Platform, and then the youth at the grassroots, day to day are getting informed because we are representing them.
When you meet with your friends who are not part of the Youth Participatory Platform, you take on discussions about sexual reproductive knowledge and all of that. Is this all you do? What about things like entrepreneurship?
Yeah, social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is a medium whereby you are solving societal issues and then you're also making profits.
Okay. We
encourage social entrepreneurship because that's another way in which you can solve unemployment. Enough of you sitting down at home saying there are no jobs. We are moving to an age whereby your ideas we create jobs for you. So the idea of social entrepreneurship is also part of what we discuss in our meeting at the Youth Participatory Platform.
Just to add to that, in terms of social entrepreneurship, we have a lot of youth these days who they have little NGOs where they provide information and also have private sessions where they, things that maybe youth need like condoms, female condoms, male condoms, information on sexual reproductive health. They provide all those services at a little fee, with a little, at a minor fee. So these are students in school who have their normal school activities, but they engage in such activities where they have forums. And also at their little NGOs, they have relationships with doctors thereabout who come in and provide services to youths, maybe once in a weekend thereabout. So in that avenue, and with a little fee, the young person can access health service for a minor fee, and at the same time, they are making profit from it, but they are also engaging youths and providing service. So that comes in that part of social entrepreneurship.
Okay, let me ask Elizabeth. Rosalind says, well, it would appear that the youths don't have information. Is it a question of there's no information, or the information, the youths choose which path they want to take and which one they don't want to take?
Well, just as Rosalind has said, basically there are a lot of information in circulation in the society. Youths are information savvy. They like to get information. That's why they go online. They have Facebook, they have Twitter, they have Instagram, a whole lot of social media platforms just so that they can get information. The problem actually is not that there's no information, but there is no right or correct information in circulation. So for example, if you don't have the correct information on the proper use of condom in preventing teenage pregnancy, then you end up seeing a friend telling a friend that you could take maybe water and salt, and by doing that you won't get pregnant. That information is in circulation, but the information is false. The information is wrong. So basically what UNFPA does through the Youth Participatory Platform is to create an avenue whereby we, the members of the Youth Participatory Platform, can actually create that interface between the youth at the grassroots level, between the youth in our communities, our classmates, the people